The New York Times. The New York Times. Okay, so in recent days, months, we've been murdering potentially innocent Venezuelan fishermen by describing them as cartel drug runners. And Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump have been ordering SEAL Team 6 to blow these people out of the water with drone attacks. There have been 25-ish attacks, and we have murdered upwards of 80 potentially innocent Venezuelan civilians because Donald Trump says that they are they're drug runners for cartels, and they're bringing drugs into the United States. And so because they're bringing drugs into the United States, we're murdering them. Yesterday, Donald Trump announced on social media that he was granting a full pardon to Juan Orlando Hernandez, former president of Honduras, who had been convicted in the United States of drug trafficking charges in what was seen as a major victory for authorities in a case against a former head of state. He was responsible for flooding the United States with cocaine, tons and tons, like 400 tons of cocaine. And so Donald Trump had been tried and convicted in a courtroom in the United States, was sentenced to prison in the United States. And so now Donald Trump is giving him a pardon. The New York Times. So in describing how these two things are inconsistent with one another, this is the headline the New York Times came up with. In announcing pardon of drug trafficker while threatening Venezuela, Trump displays contradictions. I would propose that a better title for that article would be something along the lines of some like this. As always, Donald Trump is a big fat fucking liar and a disgusting blatant hypocrite. Which is probably why I do not work for the New York Times. Anyway, this is an article posted yesterday, the 29th. In announcing pardon of drug trafficker while threatening Venezuela, Trump displays contradictions. President Trump's statements on social media less than 24 hours apart showed the dissonance in his campaign against drug trafficking. Well, first of all, the Venezuela attacks have nothing to do with drug trafficking. He wants to take over that country and take its oil. The drug thing is a ruse. It's a little smoke and mirrors thing. It was the best he could come up with because he's not super bright. President Trump and his top aides have said that drug cartels present one of the most pressing dangers to the United States and have promised to eradicate them from the Western Hemisphere. As part of that effort, Mr. Trump signaled on yesterday, that he was ratcheting up his campaign against drug cartels, saying in a social media post that the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela should be considered closed in its entirety, all caps. However, less than 24 hours earlier, Mr. Trump announced on social media that he was granting a full pardon, not a commutation, a full pardon, which will erase his convictions to former Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez. Now, there were investigations, there were man-hours investigating this guy. He's a former president of a country. Federal prosecutors built their case with those investigators, and they put this fucker on trial, and they got a conviction in front of a jury. Donald Trump just wiped all of that clean for a guy who had flooded the United States with cocaine. Hundreds of tons of cocaine. Those two posts that I just talked about were less than 24 hours apart. The pardon has not been officially granted yet. These two social media posts displayed a remarkable dissonance in the president's strategy as he moved to escalate a military campaign against drug trafficking in Venezuela, While ordering the release of a man prosecutors said had taken cocaine-fueled bribes from cartels and protected their drugs with the full power and strength of the state, military, police, and justice system while he was president of Honduras. In fact, prosecutors said that Mr. Hernandez for years allowed bricks of cocaine from Venezuela to flow through Honduras en route to the United States. Senator Tim Kaine, Democrat from Virginia, is outraged. He is outraged. Called the pardon unconscionable and said that Mr. Trump's actions were more evidence of a bogus narrative around his strategy to counter illicit drugs. Donald Trump doesn't fucking care about illegal drugs. He doesn't care. He wants Venezuela's oil. He wants to rename Venezuela Trumpazuela. He wants to take over that country and name that country Trumpazuela. But again, New York Times, man, get a new headline writer. Thank you.